Forever I'll live, forever I'll try. Forever I'll run, forever I'll die. Forever this heart, forever my soul. Forever I'll be, forever unknown. Days and nights, skin and bone. Forever this town, forever my car. Forever this night, forever these stars. Forever I live, forever unknown. Forever in love, forever a ghost. Days and nights, skin and bone. I'm still here, but you moved on. Forever falls in love with the guy that wears sweater vests. She used to be mine, but now it's like we never met. Forever leaves fast in the middle of the night. Forever breaks my heart and never says goodbye. Days and nights, skin and bone. I'm still here, but you moved on. I live inside an old photograph. I wish that I could feel your love again. So I live inside that old photograph. And I wish that I could feel your love again. Forever falls in love with the guy that wears sweater vests. She used to be mine, but now it's like we never met. Forever leaves fast in the middle of the night. Forever breaks my heart and never says goodbye.
Well, listen. You think it's weird.
Well, listen.
I have no
I think
idea
it's weird.
where that second feed is coming from.
I have no idea where that second feed is coming from.
Right, things are crazy. Hold on, let's see if I can close that. Well, that seems to have cured it a little bit. A little bit. I just had to do away with one of my chat windows there, so I've still got this one. But I don't know if that turned me off. I think I'm still live. Could you guys not hear that second voice? That was very, very weird. Right, let me just fire up this other wee doc to see if I can get my chat back up. I can, but I can't really see it because of my old eyes. It's no bad. Right, okay. I wasn't prepared to do it like this, but here we are. So, right. That's really thrown me off. And you couldn't hear the two. There was a whole another feed coming in about 5 seconds behind the real live one. So that was weird. Anyway, Anyway, just confirm everything's all right now. Aye, you're not hearing a duplicate me. You won't be seeing a duplicate me, but you're not hearing a duplicate me 5 seconds behind the real me, are you? No, right, anyway. Thank you, Jay. You know what it might be? It might be the fact that I'm very relaxed at the moment, you know what I mean? I have been relaxing all afternoon, and that could be the source of the problems. But we will endeavour to persevere. Slanjoa. Right, okay. I do have a little agenda tonight, but before we get to the agenda, a few things I want to say, and I'll have to bring my notes up so I can remind myself. Right, is that loud enough? Can everyone hear me all right there? It looks as if it's gone right up into the orange, so it might be too loud there. If I'm starting to be a bit harsh, let me know, and I'll turn it down a little bit, all right? Or I'll move the mic away or something like that. I like the mic quite close to my mouth because it gives me that radio presenter voice. Well, I don't know if it does or not, because I can only hear my ears. I can't actually hear what's coming out of the screen. No, I'm not sozzled, PD Tech. I'm not at all. Right, a few hellos, but before I get to the hellos, I just wanted to say that YouTube have been changing a lot of things recently. I don't know if any of you follow the YouTube gurus that are on YouTube, and they teach you how to become a better YouTube creator and presenter and stuff like that. I don't know if any of their stuff is actually true today, because they're saying the same stuff that they have been saying for like 5 years, and I don't know if it's still relevant today. However, there have been some changes to YouTube, to the monetization and to the different way YouTube pays their creators. Pays, as if I get paid for this. But the reason I'm explaining this is because you may see adverts pop up in this live stream. Apparently, they are now going to put adverts in some live streams. Now, if they do put adverts in this stream, there's nothing I can do about it. If I just suddenly disappear and an advert for the new Hyundai car comes on, it wasn't me that put it there. YouTube are just doing it. I don't even know if they'll send me any ad revenue for that. I doubt it very much. But I just wanted to warn you, if suddenly an advert comes on, it could be down to YouTube's new policy, new way of working their advertising, because they've changed it all. And you know me, I'm always behind with everything. I can't really understand what's going on or keep up with it. I just come on and bumble my way through things, as you know. Okay, so I just wanted to say that up first. If we go to an advert, it's not me that's doing it. Okay, right. I'm going to have a wee grunt there. Do you hear that? Right, I'm going to have a wee look at some of your comments, right? Some of your most... Well, I wouldn't scroll away all the way back, because people have been chatting for about an hour, I think. But I'll look at some of the most recent ones, right? And we'll go back just as far as there when PD Tech said, "I'm a sozzled." I'm relaxed, all right? I'm just relaxed, that's all. I might be sozzled by the end of this live, you never know. Depends how many more of those I have. It's not the best of whiskey in the world, you know, but it's no bad. So I got a wee bottle of that the other day, look. And I'm having a few tonight. I've had a few today, and I'll have a few more. Right. So Caroline, thank you for that. Thank you for telling me the sound is good. I will be paying attention to everyone who's telling me whether it's good or bad. Some of you, I will accept your word at face value. Some of you I'll just completely ignore because you try to wind me up all the time. But Caroline, I'll always accept your word. JJ says, good evening, Robert. Thank you, JJ, and good evening to you too. And I like your little saltire that you've got there, pointing right at it. And your 3-leaf clover, I believe that is. Not a 4-leaf clover, but a 3-leaf clover. Or is it a shamrock? There you go, a wee shamrock. All right, Graham says, hello, good evening. Right, see, I have missed... Don't know what that means. If it's me that you've missed, here's a wee thing. I was just thinking about this when I was setting up. When I used to start playing, a lot of you know I'm a musician, and I've played in bands and I've fronted bands for many, many years. I've retired now, but back in the early days, I used to get butterflies before going on to stage, and especially if it was a bigger audience. But as the years went on and on and on, I never got those butterflies anymore. I could go out on a stage in front of, 2 to 10,000 people at a festival and not have those butterflies, right? Well, tonight I was sitting here and at about 10 minutes to 7, just before I sort of started clicking the buttons, getting everything ready, I felt those little butterflies. It's like, hello, you haven't been with me for a long, long time. And I think it's maybe because, maybe about the past 8 lives, run about that 6 or 8 lives, I've been out in the field doing it. So it's a completely different setup, and sitting here down to a pretty unfamiliar setup. Well, when I say unfamiliar, I haven't been here for 6 to 8 weeks. It kind of gave me those butterflies again, which is a nice feeling and it's a nice feeling all at the same time. It's very, very weird. If there's any entertainers among you, you'll know what I'm talking about. The butterflies are nice and not nice at the same time. Okay, anyway, excuse me, I've got a wee bit of a cough going on today. Nick says red face Robert. I don't know. It's maybe just the lighting in here. Although I was out yesterday for a good 3 or 4 hours filming at the beach, and although it wasn't sunny and bright, it was bright. So there was still a lot of UV light there. So I may have picked up a bit of sun. And I'll get and talk about that video in a wee bit more minute. More in a minute. Evening to Angel Boostar, how you doing? Al McNeish, hello, right? Cyber Heritage, Steve Johnson says hi from Plymouth. Cyber Heritage, I like the name of that. Unless you're one of these historical England people that try to stop us flying our drones, then I don't like you. There's Jay. It will be great to have a sing-song day, I think. Jay, I know, and I know you keep pestering me about it, and I keep kind of body swerving you every time you pester me about it. I do want to do that. I do, and I will. My plan is, as I've said before, my plan is to maybe throw up maybe just once a month, an hour-long live stream, maybe on a Tuesday night or something like that, Tuesday evening or one evening during the week, where I'm just sitting here with my guitar playing and singing songs, probably Scottish songs, right, for about an hour. But I wouldn't be able to monetize, I can't monetize a live stream anyway, but once it turns into a video, it'll probably be demonetized and maybe even copyright taken down, because I'll be singing a lot of covers. So I'm still trying to work out how I can not get around that, but how I can be careful that my channel isn't copyright struck, because you only get 3 strikes, and then you get 2 strikes, and then on the third one you're out. Your channel is deleted completely. So I want to be just a bit careful, and I want to kind of think this through a bit more, and I still haven't thought it through as much as I want to. So I'm not quite there yet, Jay. Okay. I have to be careful, because a lot of channels are getting taken down at the moment. They're coming down left, right and centre. There's creators on every day crying about how they're finishing, and they're on someone else's channel saying that their channel get taken down, and it's really bad at the moment. So I have to just be a wee bit careful, okay? Angel is recommending Jura Superstition whiskey. I've never heard of that before, but now that you've mentioned it, I will be looking out for it, and I'll be Googling it and seeing where I can find some, and I will be trying it out. Any recommendation that I get for a whiskey, I will give it a bash, right? Maverick's Drone is a rum drinker, a vintage rum Eldorado. I like a wee bit of rum now and again. I was on rum for quite a while, but, you can't beat the old amber nectar in the end. In the end, it always draws me back. Stan Bruce is a first timer. Good evening, Stan. I hope you enjoy this hour-long talk of nothing, nonsense. I hope you don't get your hour wasted. I have a few wee things I'm going to show you, and a few wee things to talk about that you might be interested in, but it's really just me spouting a load of old flannel for an hour, all right? But welcome here, and I hope you enjoy yourself. Feel free to have chats with people in the chat and have your own conversations and just ignore everything I'm saying. Most people in here do that anyway. But if you're in here for the first time, I hope you've given me a wee thumbs up. You can do that right now by clicking down here somewhere. Anyone who hasn't done that yet, would you mind going click on that like button, wherever it is? Thank you very much. Right. Okay, Dave, how you doing, Dave? He says that's very nice. Yeah, I'm not too keen in rum, but there you go. Saffron, hello, Saffron. Graham Lindsay, hello, there you go. Oh, train video, didn't see that one, I'll check it out. Sopadarity, was that Sopadarity? Sopadarity. Hello from Fault House, perfect end to your weekend, listening to your channel. I think, oh, it's really nice of you to say, Sopadarity. Thanks very much. I'm glad you're enjoying what I'm putting out. I'm glad you're enjoying what I'm laying down, or I don't know. There's some phrase the rock says, but I don't know what it is. Right, okay. So we've just about caught up with everyone, I think. There, Nick, hi. Just watched the beach video. Really good test. I'll be talking about that in just a second, Nick. And there, I'll booze. I'm the one jock that hates whiskey. You do. Maybe it's an acquired taste. Okay, it's always whiskey o'clock, right? So maybe you just have to, and maybe you're drinking the wrong whiskies, or maybe you've not tried the right ones, right? Okay. Saffron's just asking about the Discord. Do you think the Discord was worthwhile? Saffron, I didn't make the Discord for myself for any benefit to me. It gives me no benefit, and in fact, it apart from taking a little bit of time to set up, it doesn't take any time to run, it runs itself. But I didn't set it up for me. I set it up so that, as I've said before, so that people who want to go somewhere and have a chat with similar-minded people, and especially when the chat here ends, if people don't want to go and watch something else, but they want to continue the chat, they can hop over to the Discord and chat there. That's what it's for, really. I pop in now and again and say hello and a few wee things, but I'm not trying to grow it or anything like that. It's there for anyone who wants to chat at any 24/7 at any time. They can pop in and chat. That's all it is. So I think it was worthwhile, and I'll be leaving it in place because I believe that some people are quite enjoying it. There you go. And there's Mark, who's just put the link into the Discord. If you haven't joined the Discord server and you want to be able to chat with like-minded people 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, there may not be people on then, but the server is available for anyone to chat 24/7. So if you feel like joining, it doesn't do, I don't get anything out of it, but you may find it worthwhile to go to find other people to chat with. There you go. I don't know much about Discord. I'm new to it, but that's it anyway. Right, let me move on a wee bit here now, and pick up my agenda and see what I was. Yeah, well, the first thing is, why am I not out in location? Right. I'm in the studio tonight, as you can obviously see. I'm in the studio tonight, and I'm not on location. My plan was to be out in location at a specific place, in fact, and I was going to live stream at 6 o'clock instead of 7, because I spoke to you 2 weeks ago, and most people come back and said 6 o'clock was fine. In fact, 6 o'clock seemed to suit a lot of people very well. So my plan was to go out at 6 o'clock tonight, and I was going to drive about an hour and a half to 2 hours down south to a wee place that is in the heart of one of the people in the chat right now. Won't mention who that person is in case they don't want me to. But I was going to go there and live stream, and this person in the chat hasn't been there for many years, and would probably find it interesting for me to have flown Caledonia about and around some of the sites that this person may be familiar with, right? However, I didn't manage to get down there because the weather has been terrible all day. I did a weather forecast check, and it said that there was only a 10% chance of precipitation in this little village where I was going to go to, but it's absolutely hammering down here. And I looked on again, and apparently it's hammering down there as well. So I thought, no, I can't do it, because I can drive the 2 hours down there and then the 2 hours back, but I wouldn't be able to fly Caledonia when I'm there. So what's the point? It's kind of defeating the purpose. And I couldn't go anywhere local because it's absolutely pouring down out there. So that's why I'm in the studio tonight, right? And that's why I got the butterflies, I think, because I haven't been in the studio for quite a while doing a stream. Okay, so there's Hank. Hello, Hank. You've just popped in, I think. So hello to you. How are you doing? Okay, and Peter says there's only 50% likes at the moment. That's fine, Peter. I've asked people to give it a thumbs up. If people don't want to, that's okay. Everyone has your choice whether to like me or not. Love me, like me, please. No, it's up to everyone else whether they want to or not. Stan says he's enjoying my videos and love the down to earth nonsense, some of which is very helpful. Right, okay. Thanks, Stan, and that brings me on to say. Oh, right. Yeah, the video that I made today, I'm sure some of you will already have seen it. I'm not going to play it. I'm sure some of you will already have seen it. I wonder if I can throw up the thumbnail for anyone who hasn't seen it. Just give me. You probably all have, but give me 1 wee second. Oh, I've lost everyone. Let me bring you back. Yeah, here's the thumbnail. Boom. Let me just flick over to the screeny, and I want to check if everyone can see this. You should be able to see it, but that's the thumbnail for the video that I posted today. I was out with Eddie, my friend and invisible spotter. Whenever I'm out doing anything that requires a spotter, it's Eddie that comes with me, and it's very hard to get Eddie to come in front of the screen. He's no keen on doing that. He'd rather be behind. He'd come in front of the camera. He'd rather be behind the camera and edit it out most of the time. But I managed to talk him into a wee bit of exposure for yesterday. And we went down. Let me just get rid of that screen from my view so I know what I'm doing. Let's get rid of that too. Sorry, this is just some admin. I'm getting rid of things so I can see what I'm doing. So Eddie came out with me because this was a 2-man operation. It couldn't be done with one person, the video that I did today. And the reason I'm just mentioning it just now, if you haven't seen the video, it'd be nice of you to go and watch it after this live stream. But if you haven't seen the video yet, someone in the chat earlier on made a wee comment. Let me see if I can find it. It was near the beginning. It was who was it that said they have flown their drone in a straight line 1.5 kilometres? I'm looking here, but I can't. I probably flew right past it. I can't see it. Where is it? See, this is what I'm doing. Wait, I'll show you that. This is what I'm doing to try and find this. This is my chat here, and I'm scrolling through trying to find this comment. Now you can probably see it, and you're probably going, "There it's there, you idiot." Oh, hold on, there it is. There it is. In fact, there it is right there. Okay, so let me switch over here. And if I bring that up, it was Button Moon, right? Button Moon said that he had, and I'm assuming you're a he because I think that came up a wee bit later on. You said you're in your man cave. So I'm assuming if you're in your man cave, you must be a man. If you're not, please forgive me for calling you he. But Button Moon said that he had his Mini 3 out to about 1.5 kilometres straight line away from me. Right, and when I saw that, I thought to myself, I wonder if Button Moon and maybe some other people are thinking that I was trying to show in this video how far you can fly your drone and still have a signal. But that's not what this video was about. As many of you will know, I have done many range tests, and let's just say the drone can fly much further than 1.5 kilometres. The point of this wee test I did today was I wanted to see if the controller and the drone were not powered up, both switched off, and you were at a separate distance from the controller. You had the controller and were at a separate distance from the drone, and you switch your controller on, you get someone who is far away to switch on the drone. Would they connect? And would you be able to fly? That was the point of the test. And I didn't want to go, I didn't want to go further than 1 kilometre because it would have meant walking even further and then having to walk back. And, so 1 kilometre was good enough. So it was just a fun little video, right? Just a bit of fun. And I opened up with an intro by saying, this is something you could do if you get to your location and you've realised you've left your drone at home. You could phone home and get someone at home to take the drone out into the garden and turn it on, and then you could turn on your controller and launch the drone and fly towards you. Now, I don't think that's possible, okay? It's probably not. In fact, it's almost definitely, almost surely, almost positively surely not possible, for obvious reasons. Interference, right? There's going to be buildings in the way, maybe trees, maybe hills, who knows? So it's probably almost surely not possible to do. But I thought it would be just a fun way to introduce the video by saying, look, here's what you could do if you leave your drone at home, right? Don't anyone take it too literally. It was just a fun way to introduce the video. And in the end, you did see, and if you haven't seen it, sorry, spoiler alert, Eddie my invisible spotter who had the drone at one end of the beach and I was at the other end of the beach 1 kilometre away. And when we both turned, he turned on the drone, I turned on the controller. Lo and behold, it connected and I managed to take off and fly over a kilometre to me, right? So that was the whole point of it. It wasn't a range test, if any of you thought it was, because you might have been thinking, 1 kilometre? Whoopity-doo, Dad. What's the big deal about that? But here's a wee thing I was thinking about as well. I was thinking about this today, actually, when I was finishing off the edit of the video. And I was thinking that was a kilometre apart, right? And a lot of you are going to be, well, not a lot of you, my faithful viewers, won't be saying this. Some of you might, but a lot of people will be thinking, oh, there he goes again, flying beyond visual line of sight, way, way beyond. That's 1,000 metres away, and the very furthest you could possibly go is 500 metres, even though that's not a number that is, verified by anyone, and it's really only as far as your eyes can see. I was thinking about it today. Eddie could see the drone for 500 metres, and then I could see the drone for the other 500 metres. It was just a thought I had today. I'm not saying anything. I'm not saying this makes it legal or illegal or anything like that. It was just something I thought about today. That was quite a thing. When someone took over the visual line of sight. Well, Eddie had visual line of sight up for half of the flight, and then I took over the visual line of sight for the other half. It was just I thought it was an interesting little idea, so I thought I'd tell you. Anyway. Let me have a wee look, see what else have you got here on your chat. Right. There you go. So Nick is saying, which very nicely leads me on to my next point, Nick. Well done. You do that quite a lot, Nick. You provide me a comment that allows me to... That was just a bit of fluff. Sorry for any vegetarians there. I thought it was a fly, a midgie. You make comments that allow me to segue, is that the right word? Segue into the next agenda point. So I'm going to do that now, so well done. Right, Mrs. Robert. Mrs. Windswept. Right, so last week there was no live stream, I'm sure you know that, and the reason was because my wee wifey and I, it was a beautiful sunny day, and we thought we're not going to get many more of these. And it was also an open day down here in the southwest of Scotland, where a lot of the old ruined buildings and castles and grounds like that were providing free tours. They were opening up. They're open all the time. You can visit them all the time and get a tour, pay for a tour. But they were open. It was an open day where they were giving free tours. So my wifey said to me, "Do you fancy going and visiting a couple of these places and getting a wee tour round about them? Because we tried to do a few in a day, it would be fairly expensive, because by the time you've paid, the two of us at one site and then the two of us at another site and the two of us at another site, you're like, the money's really mounting up." And I said, that'll be great, and it's a beautiful day, let's do that. So that's why I didn't live stream last week. But while I was out there, I took quite a lot of pictures and a wee bit of video. And I thought it might be interesting for some of you tonight to see where we were and where we went. I'll show you the maps and different things of where we went. And if any of you are coming up this way, it might be these two places that we visited might be places that you may be interested in visiting too. So I thought I'd do that tonight for a wee part of this live stream. I've got something else I want to talk about later on about, and some of you might know this already, about the Mini. No, it's not the Mini 4, is it? Is it the Mini 4? No. It's about the Air 3 and the RC2, right? Something very interesting I want to speak about. But I'll get to that. So I'm going to show you some pictures now and wee bit 10 seconds of video that I took while we were out today. Is everybody okay with that? I mean, I know this part isn't particularly related to drones, and there's a reason for that, and I'll tell you why. But right, let me zoom down here. Right, Jay is saying, can I make a guess as to where the location of the cover photo was on today's intro screen? Okay, Jay, let me bring it up if I can fin it. Is that the one there? I think that's the one. Right, so there is today. No, that's not. Ah, yeah. Well, there's the picture. Right, that's the picture of today's intro screen. Obviously, I put some text and stuff on it there, but that's the picture. So at least I think that's the picture if I can remember. Right, so Jay, what do you think? Where do you think that is then? If you go and have a guess, you want to have a stab at it. So Jay is saying it's the Dean Castle in Kilmarnock. You're absolutely right, Jay. That's precisely where it is. And I'm just going to bring up a map right now and show you where it is. So if you have a look here, this is a map of the United Kingdom and Non-Ireland. And the British Isles, as a matter of fact, because Ireland's there too, right? So here's the British Isles, okay? And there's the Dean Castle Country Park, right? So I'm going to try, oh God, I've moved it, so it might not, what if I just do that? Will it zoom in on it? Oh, it did, but I didn't want that. Right, so there we go. So there's Scotland. Now, if you come in closer to the west coast of Scotland, there's Ayr right on the coast. Right, so we're coming in, closer and closer. And let's move to the centre. So there's the town of Kilmarnock, my hometown where I was born. There's the Dean Castle Country Park. I hope I'm still coming through loud and clear. So there's the Dean Castle Country Park. There's the car park, right, where we parked, right? And the reason I'm showing you the car park is because I'll have to zoom out a little bit. There's the castle, right? So there's the castle. There's the car park. So we had to walk along here, along this wee path. Oh, look at that. Along this wee path to get to the castle. Now, we saw something very interesting just about here as we were walking along. And I'm going to show you that right now, if I can find it. So it would be, oh my goodness, where are we going? It would be this here. Now, I hope the sound works. I'm not sure if it will or not. I'll try to turn that on and see what happens. Maybe it'll work. Let's see. I hope the sound works.
Hello. Oh, you look just beautiful. They're nice, aren't they? Yeah. You think these ones will pull Santa's sleigh from the bag? Oh. See, look at me. Come on. Somebody look at me.
Right, so there you go. Let's see if we can get rid of that, get back to my face. So, on that path from the car park to the castle, all of those deer, baby deer fawns, were on the other side of that fence, just kind of sitting and mulling about. And they didn't seem to be scared when we went up to the fence. So I took a wee video, and the wee one took a couple of pictures and things as well. And I just thought that would be interesting to show you. However, so we went along to the actual Dean Castle itself. Now here's the outside of. God, this doesn't seem like my usual Windswept live stream, does it? Right, but here is that's the outside of the castle, right? And as Jay rightly said, that is the Dean Castle, and it's in the Dean Park in Scotland, right? So how do I didn't mean that to come up like that. I hope it doesn't disappear. Right, so once you can enter the grounds, there's the courtyard, right? So that's the courtyard once you go inside the grounds there. And once you can go inside it, and they've got a lot of artifacts and different things, swords, armour, different things. This castle and the grounds were given to the Boyd family by Robert the Bruce, because the Boyd family supported the Bruce and fought with them at Bannockburn. And after that victorious battle, the Bruce gave the lands and the castle to the Boyd family. So that's why they have a lot of armour, which I'm going to show you right now. Armour and swords and different things from the battle. And I'll just flick over here and see if it plays. Hopefully it will. There's not too much sound there, but so that's inside it. That's inside the tower part of the Dean Castle. And up there, that's where the musicians used to play, the wee bands used to play, because that's the banqueting hall, I believe, with some big tapestries on the wall. And I'm going to tell you just in a minute how much this collection is worth, because the tour guide told us, and I was like, you are kidding me on. I couldn't quite believe how much they were worth, right? So, there's you can. Oh, there's no point in me just telling you what you can do. I might as well just show you some of the wee bits and bobs. A few pictures that we took when we were in there. There you go. It's that quarrels, crossbow quarrels, right? Nice, in cases, right? Loads of glass cases with different things like that, and that big tapestry again, and swords. All different things, right? Let me show you the bit that I found quite interesting. I hope I took some photos of the bit that I found interesting. Once you're up in the Minstrels Gallery, that's up here. So we were down there a second ago. When you're up here, this is what you can see from the view up here. And you can hit that button and it plays the songs of the minstrels. Oh, I'm thinking, I haven't seen the chat going up for a minute or two. Have I lost connection or something? I haven't seen the chat going by. Can someone just type in it if I'm still connected, because I haven't seen anything up in the chat for a few minutes. I think I'm still connected. I think it's drawing. It's just gotten real quiet. I don't know if you mean the volume's gotten real quiet or if people are just away making a cup of tea or something. Right, okay, thanks, it's still good. I was just a bit worried about that there. I thought the chat isn't scrolling by, nobody's chatting anymore. Right, so what was that bit I showed you? That was the wee minstrels thingy I showed you there. Right, and I wanted to show you, leading from the minstrels. I don't think I took any photos of this next bit, which is a bit of a pain, because I really wanted to show you this thing so I could tell you how much it was worth, because you'll be like, what? But it's not this. But here's the story of the Boyds, right? I'm not going to play the whole story, obviously, but the Boyd family is the family that supported the Bruce at Bannockburn, and he gave them the land and the castle. And the story of it is they're playing, so you can sit down, as the wee Ian does in a moment, sits down and have a listen and a watch at that whole video. And that's a wee chapel at the end where the Boyds obviously did their praying to their God and all that kind of ceremonial stuff and all that. Caroline, don't you dare mention Culloden. Don't say that word. Right, so that's enough about that one. That one went on a wee bit long. That was 1 minute and 3 seconds. I didn't think it was going to last as long as that. Right, where's the bit I wanted to show you? That's what you can see from the outside. Right, there's two parts of the Dean Castle. There's the palace, which is the part that we were just in there, and there's the tower, which is another part. But I wanted to show. I don't think I took any pictures of the. Oh, I don't think I did. There's a whole part in that up the stairs. Oh, maybe I did. Hold on. There's a statue of, that's William Wallace. Don't know if that's exactly what he looked like, but that's him anyway. Right. Is there a picture of is that the? It is, right. So these are musical instruments, medieval musical instruments they had here, right? And they've got a lot of them. They've got recorders, fiddles, drums, harpsichords, organs, lutes, all sorts of different things. The horns, there's loads. I wonder if I took a picture from any different angles. Well, that's just the hall again. Right, I definitely wanted to show you that because I'm a musician, and I was quite interested in that, and I was asking the tour guide, can you still play these? Are these actually playable? And she said, oh, aye, the music that you hear in here, and you can press wee buttons and there's music is played, she said was played by these very instruments. Obviously we had to, it was a special event thing, and we got them taken out and made sure they were strung properly, and proper musicians played them, and they played all of the music that you can hear within it is played by those very instruments. And she then went on to tell me that all of the instruments in there, recorders, drums, all this stuff, the lowest value one was 2 million quid. The lowest value one. And there's about 40 instruments in there, right? And I said, don't make that well known to the people at Kilmarnock, because they'll be on their way down to Cash Generator with a couple of recorders for the Dean Castle, right? Here, mate, this is worth $2 million. Keys 20 quid and it's yours. But there you go. So I was quite amazed by that. Right, so that's pretty much the outside, but there's some beautiful gardens there as well. I'll just show you this wee bit. If you go out at the back of the Dean Castle, they have some gardens where they would grow their vegetables, and they would grow flowers that were medicinal flowers that they would cure wounds and help headaches and things like that way. And here's just a wee 10-20 second video of the back gardens, 29 seconds. So this is what the gardens out the back look like. And they're all vegetables and herbs and different things in those gardens that are actually used in the kitchens today, right now. Not the kitchen in the castle, but the kitchen in the wee cafeteria just up the road. So that's the outer wall. And hear the lovely birds singing, isn't that nice? And that was just last Sunday. So that was last Sunday with those beautiful birds singing, and now it's absolutely howling down there. So there you go, once again, that's the part of the Dean Castle there, seen from the courtyard. Wide angle view, that's the I think this is the tower section. I think this is the palace section. It's the palace section, then the tower section. And I'm giving you a right old history lesson here. Well, no, really, that's just walking along the outside of the gardens. That's the back end, the back gate. That probably used to be the front gate, I would imagine, but they use it as the kind of back gate now. And one more wee video. I don't even know what this is, to tell you. Oh, that's for the next place we went. Why is that in that section? That should be over there. I'll just move it. Right. Okay. Right. So that so I hope that was interesting enough for you, and you weren't too bored and I haven't lost too many people. And Jay, thanks very much for the super chat there. Comes with a comment or a question, which is, glad you had a nice time at the Dean Castle, a lovely place to visit. I've spent many hours there, very much looking forward to other location in due course. 5-star work, have a drink for me. I will, thanks very much, Jay. Slanjiva. As I was saying, it's always whiskey o'clock, and there I spilt some down my hand. Right, so that was one of the places that we visited on Saturday. But before I get to the second part, I want to talk about the RC2. I don't believe it's 20 to 8 already, is it? Oh my! I better get a Gialdi on here. Better get a move on. Right. Okay. A quick look at your chats there. World to Rights says you were up at Rob Roy's grave site yesterday. That's in Calendar. I've been there. Beautiful. I've actually made a video on my channel. I think it's even called Rob Roy's Grave. And I fly around about the chapel, and there's pictures, and I fly around about Rob Roy's gravesite and the loch that's very close to there. Now, it's about 2 years ago I made this one, so you'll have to go right back, scroll right through my catalogue and go back to it and see if you can find it. And it might not even be called Rob Roy's Graveyard. I can't remember what it's called, but it was 2 years ago, and it's a really good video, so have a wee look at that if you're interested in it. But aye, it's a beautiful place up in Calendar. Looks like the wife has wings in that photo. Well, of course she does. She's an angel. Of course she has wings. Right, Peter has a pal who played for Kelly. Really? It wasn't wee Tommy, was it? Tommy McLean, by any chance? No. He was always my favourite. Tommy McLean was my favourite. He was left-footed, the same as me, and he was a winger, the same as I was when I played football. And it was said that he could chip a ball and land it on a sixpence. That's how accurate wee Tommy McLean was. Right, okay. 2 second videos, one for... Oh, you had... So there you go. Dave just had 2 6-second videos, one for Gorilla Glue, another for a Fantasy Computer Game. So there are ads being put on this live stream. That's a kind of new thing, and it's not me that's doing it, Dave, so I can only apologise if anyone's... interesting viewing is being disrupted by adverts. I haven't, it's no me, I don't know what it is. Well, I do know what it is, it's adverts, but it's not, I'm not doing it. Right, Caroline, I'll just bring that back up. Robert the Bruce Bannockburn, funny how Culloden gets so rarely mentioned by Scottish. What is, we don't know what you're talking about, Caroline. What is that? That doesn't even exist. So we won't mention that again, won't we not? No. Right, folks enthralled, Robert. Don't think so. Right, anyway, let me move along, right, because it's getting close to 1:45 and I want to talk about, just let me check my agenda, right. Okay, here it is. I've got a wee video to show you. It's a very short video and it's not one of mine. Let me just bring it up. Now, this is very interesting, or at least I think it is, because I have been showing my disappointment with the Air 3 that came out just very, very recently. Came out, it looks like a really good drone, okay, and it's a drone that I fancied getting, and it's the 2 cameras and blah blah blah, and I thought, oh, I fancy that, I quite fancy that. But when it came out, it was not compatible with the RC Pro, this fantastic controller here, right? It was not compatible with it, and I was so disappointed, right? Because the reason I got this was because it's got an HDMI out, and I can connect this to my computer and fly Caledonia and show you the flight. And that's what I've been doing for the past, 8 live streams, showing you. And some of you have even been guiding where Caledonia goes. You know, I'll go over there. What is that thing? I don't know. I'll go and have a look. So that's why I got the RC Pro. And when the Air 3 came out, I was really disappointed that it's not compatible. But I think it's because the Air 3 is OcuSync 4, and this is only OcuSync 3, but I'm sure they could get round that. However, the recent news is this. I'm going to play this 42-second video for you now, and I will link the video in the chat if I can. I'll try my best. I know that Mark would probably do this for me. If I screw this up, Mark, you can fix it for me, can you? Thanks. Right, so I'm going to play this wee video. It's only a 42-second video, right? But watch this. Let me flick over. And I hope you hear the sound on it. I hope so. Right. Okay. Oh, there. I have to hit the play button.
All right, here it is. RC2. That's the HDMI anchor. It's focused. Just plug it in. Got the Air 3 behind us on the floor. Zoom in, zoom out. Tilt. But you can see everything's working.
So there you go. Now, how interesting is that? That is fantastic. It tempts me so much. Well, it doesn't. It doesn't tempt me to get the Air 3, right? And I won't be getting the Air 3. But what I've now changed my mind on whether I recommend the Air 3 or not, right? So here's my recommendation. And it's just my recommendation. Who am I? I'm nobody, right? Don't listen to me. Don't take my recommendation for anything. I'm going to give you it anyway, right? My recommendation is that if you have a Mini 2 and you're thinking about upgrading, right? the Air 3 with the RC2 is worth the upgrade, right? If you have a Mini 3 Pro, I still don't think it's worth the upgrade, especially as the Mini 4's about to come out anyway. Any day we're going to get the Mini 4 that's compatible with the RC2, right? But you must bear in mind that it would take you over 250 grams, and although it's going to give you the telephoto camera and it's a bigger drone, blah, blah, blah. So I'm not, in fact, I'm retracting that. I'm not giving a recommendation. I'm not wanting to teach you how to suck eggs, because you're all intelligent people and you know what the pros and cons of the Air 3 are. But that's a new pro. A new pro is that you can connect an HDMI out to the RC2. So if you're the type of person who maybe wants to go out and fly your Air 3, if you get it, and use a bigger screen. I made a video where I connected a big monitor. I say a big monitor, I think it's a 32-inch monitor or a 28-inch monitor. I had it in the back of my car, and I connected my RC2 up to it, and I could fly Caledonia instead of using this wee screen here, which is a great screen. It's 1,000 nits. The RC2 is only 700, but this is 1,000 nits. It's a great screen. But you could look at the much bigger screen without, and see it much more clearly. Well, you can now do that with the Air 3 and the RC2. Okay, so that's a big step up. The thing that isn't a step up though is that this one is 1,000 nits and the RC2 is only 700 nits. But it's something to think about. Now I won't be getting it. I'm watching my time because I've got another wee thing I want to talk about. But I won't be getting the Air 3. And the reason is because I already have this RC Pro. So if I could get the Mavic 3 Classic, just the drone in its own, for the same price that I could get an Air 3 and an RC2. So if I wanted to upgrade to a bigger drone, it makes sense for me to get a Mavic 3 rather than an Air 3. I probably won't be getting the Mini 4 Pro when it comes out, or the Mini 4, whatever they want to call it, because I don't think it's particularly a great upgrade to the Mini 3, apart from maybe having OcuSync 4, which should, in theory, get you a better signal. But if you already have a Mini 3, I don't think the Mini 4 is worth getting. That's just my opinion. Right, okay. So that was that. Oh, let me get rid of this, and because I've got 10 minutes, just 11 minutes left, and I do want to show you something else. This hour has flown by, hasn't it? Is it this that's caused it to fly by? Or is it just your great company? Right. Quick look at the chat for about a minute, see if there's anything interesting that I need to repeat on. On tablet, Robert Diet says no ads yet. Good, that's fine. Stick some camo skin on your RC Pro. I like the way it is. See the colour of it, this black colour. I like that. I think it looks really cool. So I wouldn't be putting a skin on it. I like that colour. Right, Drone Shots just says hi. So hi to you, Drone Shots. Nearly did a Vulcan live long and prosper thing there. Hi, Drone Shots. Right, okay, 10 minutes left. Let me tell you about, and this is shorter. I don't have as many pictures or as many videos because we didn't spend as long at the second place where we visited. But let me show you where our second visit of the day was. And it was to a place called, if I can just find, Portencross Castle. Right, so I'm going to bring Portencross Castle up again. I'll zoom out once again. There's Scotland, okay, and the rest of the British Isles. So Portencross Castle was our second stop, right, and it sits right in the coast there, in between Largs and Saltcoats, Fairley, Seamill, right there, it's there. So it's Portencross Castle, and it's right next to Hunterston. Now, Hunterston is it's a nuclear power station. Hunterston A power station, right? Is it a nuclear power station? It's a nuclear power plant. Now, there's a no-fly zone around the nuclear power zone power plant, so obviously there's no flying drones there. And also, and that's why I wanted to go to Hunterston Castle a couple of years back, and I couldn't fly there because it's in the no-fly zone. And Portencross Castle's in the no-fly zone too, but also there is a site of special scientific interest at Portencross, right? Because of birds, right? There's a bird watching place. So it's a absolute no-fly zone, Portencross Castle, which is a shame because it would have been lovely to fly around it. However, that's where we went, and I'm going to show you some of the pictures that we took or at least the ones I took, because the Ween's still got her pictures. She hasn't given me the pictures that she took yet. But I'll bring up, and there's not very many of them. There's only about 6 minutes worth. That'll be perfect timing. There's about 6 minutes worth of pictures for Portencross. So first of all, let me show you what Portencross looks from the outside. Okay, it's not quite as grand as the Dean Castle. Okay, but there it is there. That's Portencross. Can I enlarge that? I think I can. There's Portencross Castle. Can I zoom in? I don't even know if I can zoom in. And see, I don't know what I'm doing half the time. Maybe I can zoom in. Aye, right. So, actually, I don't know why I'm zooming in, because I think I took a close-up picture of that. But that's Portencross Castle flying the Saltire once again, right? What's that squared in there? Right, how do I get out of this? How do I get... Oh my God, what am I doing? Such an idiot. Right, close that. So that's the outside of Portencross Castle. And that... Here's the inside of Portencross Castle, right? So this is what it looks like in the inside. It's much more... It's much older, right? Much older than the Dean Castle. And this was the banqueting hall. And I think I've got a wee video here of that same place. Just there. It lasts for... How long does it last? 5 seconds, right? Watch this.
Hey, Gerard, have you been in the castle before? Is this...
No, this is the first
Time we've been here, she said. There's another wee video of the inside of it. This one only lasts for 8 seconds. Oh, I'll not show you that just yet, because I want to show you. You can go up quite high in it. You can go right up. Is that, what's that? Right, there's another picture of the banqueting hall inside it. But you can go up, right up to the top, up to the roof, and up to the ramparts, and that's because it doesn't have a roof now. It used to, obviously, but it doesn't now. So you can get right up there. And did I take a picture of some of the views? I hope I did. Some of the views fell up there. Aye, there's one of them, right? So there's the Moffat viewpoint, and that is the island of Arran, right? My friend Laura lives there. So that's Arran. So that's looking one way. And if you look over, I'll bring that back up. If you look over this way, in this direction over here, I don't know how well I did that. This is the view you'll see here, right? So that's it there. And I think that's Largs over there, I think. And that could be the island of Millport, Cumbria. Is it Cumbria? And Millport's on Cumbria. Aye, I think it is. So that's another view from up there. And there's another view. This is... Now, I thought people might be interested in Auld Hill Fort. Right, there's a fort up there. I couldn't see it from here. And I thought, I could take the drone up there. And then I thought, no, I can't take the drone up because it's this restricted zone, so I can't fly here. So I don't know if there's a way up to see Auld Hill Fort. I don't imagine it'll look like that anymore. It's probably, maybe just a couple of stones, if anything, left. But it's just up here somewhere, right? Maybe in amongst the trees, I don't know. But that's the wee village of Portencross just there too. Absolutely lovely wee village. And there's one of these wee cottages for sale. And I thought I'll have a wee look at that and see how much it is, but I haven't done it yet. So that's the wee village of Portencross just there. And it's kind of off the beaten track. If you're driving to Largs, you would drive right past the turnoff, which is a single track road to get down here to Portencross Castle and to Portencross village itself. So there it is again. So these people obviously did come off the beaten track to get down there. And I think I've showed you this wee video, did I? Oh no, this is one. Yeah, you can, when you're going up to the ramparts, up to the top there, you can actually look down, and this is another section where the wee Ian was doing, watching a wee bit of a video of the history, and I was up and took a wee short video of
a wee wave up here.
Remains of lava flows over older sandstone found at Portencross.
Hello, hold on.
And that's why she's the wee Ian. See how wee and tiny she is away down there. Look, she's only a couple inches tall. She's a wee pixie. And that, I think that's me showing you all of the photos for Portencross. It is, that's me showing you all the photos for Portencross. Showed you that one, didn't I? Yes, I did. Okay, so there we go. So let me bring myself back up so I can see what time it is. Right, 4 minutes to go. Okay, oh, Graham, thanks very much. Let me get my chat up here so I can click on that and say, Graham, thanks very much for the super chat. It won't be for that, it will be for the fuel. The first thing you said, yes, because getting out and about it takes fuel, so thanks very much for that. Slanjiva. And JJ, thank you very much for your super chat. Oh no, a wee cool thing as well. Don't know how you did that, but that was pretty cool. So Slanjiva, thank you very much for that wee super chat. Right, so that's about me. I've got an itchy nose now. That's about me. A DJ drone about, or DJI drone about. Can't you do a high fly footage? No, you can't. If it's a restricted flight zone, you can't fly in it. And you can only fly up to 120 metres anyway, you know what I mean? You can fly high, but you're only allowed to fly 120, and no one should fly above that, in my opinion anyway, because you can get aircraft coming down quite low. So no, you can't do a high flight there. I don't even think aircraft that are taking off for like Prestwick or Glasgow or anywhere in Edinburgh, they can't fly over there. They have to do take a detour, and they can't fly over Hunterston nuclear power plant, and that includes Hunterston Castle, Portencross Castle, and you know, a lot of places around in that area. So it says celebrate the first sticker from, oh right, okay. Right, so Robert's got a question here, couple of minutes left. Robert says, just bought a drone, can you tell me the best place to fly it? Ayrshire, no people about, it's first time. Right, I don't know where in Ayrshire you are, Robert, but there's hundreds of fantastic places. Look, watch my videos, right? Go through them all. Watch all of them. There's 400 and odd on there. In fact, nearly 500 videos. Watch some of those and you'll see some of the great places. I don't know where in Ayrshire you are, but I would recommend certainly the Barony A-frame just outside Auchinleck is a fantastic place. You can go to an area that is flat and you've got a big field to play in that nobody will be anywhere near you. You've also got the A-frame itself that you can fly around and do some parallaxes, and if you want to fly through it, some people have done that. So there's lots of great places in Ayrshire, but just watch my videos and you'll see some of the places I've been. There's the Afton Reservoir, there's the Cairn Table at Muirkirk, there's Loch Doon, there's lochs everywhere, there's castles all over the place. You can't turn left or right here without bumping into a castle. Right, so just watch the videos, Robert, and you'll see where you can fly. Right, JJ, thanks very much for that. It felt nice to be in the studio for a change because I don't have a long drive home now. I can just go and make myself a wee bit of toast and cheese, and that'll be me sorted for the night. So it's quite nice. I'll be doing a lot more in the live streams from the studio as the winter is approaching, because the nights will be getting dark earlier, and there will be a lot of weather that prevents me from flying during the live stream, and that is the point of me being out at a location, is so that I can fly and show you the location. So I'll probably be doing more and more as the months go on, more in the studio, and I hope everyone's okay with that. Right, so there you go. So that's me finishing up for the night then. Thanks for your company very much. If I could just ask once again, if you haven't given this thing a thumbs up, could you just do that if you've forgotten or whatever? If you want to, get a wee thumbs up, and it'll help something or other, I think. Thanks very much. If you get any questions you want to ask me about anything related to End of the Night, just leave a comment when it turns into a video, and I'll see you all next week. So thanks a lot. See you next week.